So I had a question the other day on one of the comments, wanted to know if you can make changes to the UI. And there are some changes we can make to the UI. We can change some of the aspect ratios. Like one of the most common is your 16 by 9, or your 1920 by 1080, or even if you want to move up to 4K. We can change these. I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm also going to show you how to change the image output. Like it comes default at 32, but you can make that anything you want. So let's get started. This is a pretty neat little trick today, and it can make your workflow smoother and faster. So the first thing we're going to want to do is open our folder that contains our Fooocus program. Then once in that folder, we're going to click on the subfolder called Fooocus, and then we're going to scroll down until we find Web UI at the very bottom of the page. So we're going to double click it, and we're going to open it with Notepad so that we can look and see what's on the inside of it here. This is a step you don't really need to do. I just want to show you where the information's coming from. If we scroll down to line 225, we'll find that it shows us here that it shows the minimum is 1, but it shows us that the maximum is coming from the config.py file. So that's where we're going to find the number to change. So go back to the Fooocus folder, scroll down until you see the modules folder and double click it, and then scroll down until you find config. And we're going to open it the same way we did the others with Notepad. And we're going to hit edit here and go to line 246. So as you see here, it says default value equals 64. That's because I previously changed mine to 64. If you've never touched this, it'll say 32 right there. All you need to do right here is simply change that number to whatever output you want. And then you're just going to file and save that. So the change we made here won't take effect until we close Fooocus and reopen it. But before we do that, we're going to also change some of the aspect ratios that are on the default settings here. So for this, we're going to stay in config.py, and we are going to go to line 275. All right, so when we get down here, you can see that these are all the preset aspect ratios that come installed on Fooocus. We can change one or all of these. Just make sure you use the exact same format. Like right here, I changed mine. I like the 1920 by 1080. I use that for my videos, and it's a lot easier to have it here than to have to go into Photoshop and scale around to get the right size. So just for an example, I'll take the 704 by 1344, and we'll change it into the 1080 by 1920 aspect ratio. And that's the only one I'm going to change for the moment, but we're just going to do the same thing here and go to File and Save. And once we reboot this, these changes will take effect. And a couple of things I want to say real quick is it's a good idea before you start this to make a copy of your configuration file, the one that we're changing, and save that copy to another folder that if you have to repair this later, you have an original copy. Second thing is, remember, you are messing with the configuration file. So if you do this, you're doing this at your own risk. This does work, but just remember that, you can mess things up. So anyway, if you know any other changes that we can make in the UI or ways that we can do this better, let us know in the comments. And we'd love it if you would give us a like and maybe subscribe. And we will see you in the next one.